Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl, Kimberly Patrice, and I know, don't beat me up to the loyal people that have stuck with me and did not hit the unsubscribe button. I know it's been super duper long, but what I do appreciate you guys is for sticking, holding on, hanging on with your girl because, baby, life be lifing. And I want to let y'all know that I am back, and I am back with consistency, with frequent videos. We're talking about at least 1 to 2 videos a week. We're talking about doing all the great things. But this video is to fill you in on what has been going on with your girl since your girl has been MIA for so long. So if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. We're going to make this and continue to build this community because I love y'all, and I know y'all love me, you know, especially the loyal people that have hung around with me thus far. So you will see me looking down here and there, and that's only because though, you know, it's my life, right? This is a fill you in video. So yeah, it was my life. It was my experiences. It's things that I've dealt with. But I kind of had to put it down on paper, or rather in my notes. But to really kind of like sum it up, because I don't want this to be a long, dragged out, depressing video. So I had to kind of like sum it up so I can really fill y'all in on the important aspects and what is to come. So this video is more so to let you guys know about my life. This is like life transformation. It's growing in the mind, in the body, and in the spirit. I've experienced quite a bit. So in a previous video, I believe I shared that I do suffer with epilepsy. So in that time, I have had a few more seizures, still on medication, all that jazz. So, you know, of course those times are depressing because having epilepsy, you know, it kind of limits you on the things that you can do, especially that you can do alone. I have a super supportive family, most importantly my husband, my mom, my stepdad, and cannot forget my amazing children who's been on this journey with me for the past almost 2.5 years, something like that. So it's definitely been a long journey, and having epilepsy also, you know, you kind of fight through depression, deep depression, and I have found myself falling into deep depression after some previous seizures. So, you know, fighting back the depression to be able to smile and be able to live and continue to be a great mom and a great wife and a great daughter and a great friend and all those things. It has definitely been a roller coaster, to say the least. Just to kind of add to that, did find out I was pregnant last May. Oh, amazing. But unfortunately, in August, I suffered a traumatic miscarriage. So then we have to add on to that depression added on to my epileptic journey of suffering with depression. So, like I said, your girl has been kind of like going through it in and out and trying to figure out what comes next. With being out there in the workforce, that's kind of hard when you're epileptic. There's just so much things. Driving, you can't drive, so your girl can't be behind the wheel blasting her loud music since the spring is approaching. So, you know, it definitely, you know, being the support that I am for my husband, to pick the kids up from school, to drop the kids off, to take them to their after school programs or their extracurricular activities. All of those things and then some have taken a huge toll on my world. So in the past few months, I've realized that it's time to really, really go through a life transformation. Now, what that means, or what that looks like for me at least, is growing in my mind, growing in my body, and most of all, growing in my spirit. And though I heavily believe in God, I pray, I do all those things, don't necessarily go to church or anything like that. And I know you don't have to, but it's something that I want to do for myself. And that's attend church a few times a month, bare minimum, and potentially join a church and just do all of those things. That's the spirit aspect. I pray every day and night. I'm beginning to read my Bible, do devotionals and things of that nature, so that I can grow in my spirit and in my beliefs. In my body, oh my goodness. So again, through dealing with the depression, I put on some weight that I had lost. So I used to go for walks every day, doing all of those things. Those things made me happy. And with that, I had dropped about 25 pounds. And now, that 25 pounds said, hey girl, I'm back. And then a little couple more, probably like a little 2, 3, 4 more. So we're talking about at least 25 to 30 pounds. I kind of regained and added, and then some. So on top of that, I'm not the most happiest with my body. So I have to get in the spirit of moving my body and doing those things. So here we are with the body, the transformation of the body. No, I'm not talking about having a six-pack, even though your girl Jade Cargill, if y'all not familiar with her, I'm going to put a picture up of this gorgeous black woman up right here so you can see. She's like my motivation. She's the wallpaper on my phone. She's everything. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to get the six-pack and all the muscles that she got, but she's definitely motivation to look at every day, to make sure that I move my body, make sure that I eat healthy, make sure that I do all of those things. Because again, this is about purifying my insides, purifying me from the inside out, so that depression doesn't eat at me, so that again, I can be the best that I can be, while pushing myself to do more, because there's so much things that I want to accomplish, and I cannot accomplish that if my steady battle is fighting depression. And growing my mind, of course, that's reading, that's learning, that's never stopping, never losing the opportunity to learn something. Always taking on those opportunities to learn, take classes, read books, go to the library, do all of those things. There's so many free classes that you could do, whether it's on virtual, whether it's in person. There's so much you can do. So yeah, so, you know, I have to say, this is what this video is about. It is about life transformation. So if you're catching me looking down, I had to share all of those things, and all of those things and then some are super near and dear to my heart, that I've been experiencing, and so have my family. But I want to take you guys on this journey of transformation. I've gone through so many different seasons, and those different seasons have to do with doubt, fear, and most of all, depression. But you know, over time, I've realized, and I've grown in my mind, body, and my spirit, and deepening my faith, shifting my mindset. My goodness, I can't say that I've had a negative mindset, but I've had a mindset that, because I was so deep down in depression, that I couldn't figure out what was next for me, what I would be able to do, how I would be able to live, what life would look like after epilepsy has been, you know, something that I had to learn to live with. So my mindset definitely had to shift in order to continue life, continue living, continue being happy. I'm deepening my faith. Like I said, I've learned to embrace so much joy and peace, even in the smallest things, because life is not perfect. So I had to find peace in the smallest things. Looking at the trees grow since spring is coming. That's small levels of peace. That put a smile on my face. Looking at my kids smile, my kids bringing home certificates on the honor roll and different things like that. Those are big levels of peace that let me know that I am not failing. That I am not failing in this thing called life, because my kids are still doing amazing. They're not allowing this life of epilepsy, mommy having epilepsy, and we don't know when something will happen to mommy. It has not had them, they haven't shifted. So even every day that I look at them and I see that they get up and still go and still rock out and do all of their things that they're supposed to do, and the great things that they can do, they don't ever let anything stop them. So why should I? And again, that's like the biggest thing. My husband still gets up and go no matter what, because he's here to support his family and to be there as a big, huge support for me. Y'all know I live in Brooklyn, so all the horn honking and the noise you may hear, excuse me. But at the end of the day, I finally realized that life is beautiful. So, overall, let's kind of like sum up how I made my shift. Like I said, I let a lot of negative thoughts, because I figured I didn't know what life was looking like. So I let so much negative thoughts take over me. And I would wake up feeling so heavy, feeling so, sad to say, like useless. Like, even though I'm a mom, I would get up, I would do the things that I need to do for my kids, and then I would climb back in the bed and lay down and sleep all day, or lay down to the point where I would get out the bed and my body would be aching. That's not healthy. That's not good. So I had to find a way. But when I finally realized that my thoughts were not what I wanted my reality to be, all of those sad thoughts, those depressing thoughts, that's not what I wanted for my life. So I started to be a lot more intentional about what I allowed in my mind. I started to focus more on the positive and not what could be the negative, because I was allowing things to be my negative or to take over me, and I could not do that anymore. So I replaced my doubt with faith, my fear with gratitude, and my complaints with affirmations. Every day I get up and I say positive affirmations to myself. I'd say positive affirmations with my daughter and my son. I am doing so much that puts a smile on my face, to the point where I don't wake up feeling achy. I don't wake up feeling sad. I wake up feeling blessed. I wake up feeling rejoiced for and grateful for another day. So there's no more sadness. There's no more Kimberly saying nothing is ever gonna go right for me. But instead I started to say, I am exactly where I need to be right now. I'm exactly where I need to be right now, because I know there's better days. So as I began to transform, as I began to shift that mindset, I knew and I felt, and God reassured to me that I know that there's better days ahead. So, but I have to get through these days now in order to get to those future days. And that is what I'm doing. So slowly, day by day, I am not rushing anything. I am taking life as it comes, and that is day by day. And while I know life it's not perfect. I was learning. I was learning. I'm still learning, and I'm going to continue to learn that I have to be happy where I am as I grow, as I move into different spaces and different places. in my life. So there's that. There's, the part of shifting said mindset. Like I said, strengthening my body. I now, even though I could be better, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I could be better as far as your girl needs to go to the gym more often. I wanted to get a personal trainer just to keep myself motivated in that aspect. Because what I did find I was doing, I was snacking. That would make me happy. I would snack. My appetite grew, and it was just like, what is going on with you, girl? That's not even you. Because winter was just here, and we had an ugly winter here in New York. Snowing, cold, super cold. Ain't nobody going to walk in nobody park. Honey, ain't nobody going to walk in nobody park. And because my driving rights are kind of like, revoked, if you must. So I couldn't get to the gym because the gym is a little far. So your girl wasn't walking or taking public transportation to get to the gym. I know that can sound like a crap ton of excuses, and that they are. They were excuses. So now that the weather is breaking, I do need to make it to the gym more frequently. But I do stretch every day and every night. I do, just do small things. No, I'm not moving as much as I should be, but I'm outside more. So I would say I'm moving more. I'm walking more than I was before. I did lose about 5 or 6 pounds since this journey really seriously began. So that I am happy. But I've learned that my movement is super important. Again, nutrition and to rest. To rest, it directly affects how I feel. And I have a schedule. Like, I have an alarm that goes off that say, girl, let's get your behind in bed. You gotta do it. Even taking care of my skin. I now have a skincare routine that I do in the mornings and at night. I'll show y'all that in another video. But even drinking more water. I drink green juice daily. I just do all of the things that I do have in my ability to do while I get the gym life together. Even if it's just to get my 10,000 steps in. I may not have to go to the gym. I could go for a walk in my neighborhood. So that I'm getting to it. But for everything else, as far as the skincare, as far as the nutrition, as far as those things, I kind of have those things in the bag. I'm teetering the fence of going back vegan because I was vegan for about 9.5 months. Though it was great. It was great for me losing weight. It was great for all of those things. It was hard. As a chef, it was still hard being creative and then having to make multiple meals because my kids said, Mama, you on that vegan journey alone. So I had to still make, meat dishes and things like that for the kids. But I do feel, overall, I still feel more energized. Like I said, having a bedtime alone was a game changer. Seeing my skincare routine actually taking effect and working, no more dark spots under my bag. I mean, your girl got a little bit of makeup on, but it's still not the dark spots under my eyes, the bags under my eyes, just me overall looking tired. I wake up looking and feeling bright. And I am happy about that. Also, I know it's the foods that I'm taking in now that are not allowing your girl to look crazy and feel crazy when she wakes up in the morning. So overall, I don't feel overwhelmed mentally. I don't feel overwhelmed physically. And, those are all amazing, amazing things and amazing feelings. So for that, again, I am grateful. I am grateful because all of those things made all the difference, or is making all the difference in my life. So now I say I move with love and not punishment. Before, I was fighting, like, I have to do it just because. Like, I have to do it because I'm not doing anything else. So how else do I serve myself? I have to move. I have to work out. And by looking at it that way, it made me feel like, girl, this is like you're forcing yourself. It's not something that you're doing genuinely. So sometimes you do have to push yourself. But before, I felt as though I was trying to force myself because I felt like I wasn't capable of doing anything else. So the least you could do is take care of your body and take care of yourself. But I was not in that mental space. I was not in that mental capacity to take care of myself on that level. But now I am happy and again, grateful and blessed to say that I am mentally and physically checked in to focus on me. As much as I love on my kids, love on my husband, love on my parents, Kimberly has to focus on Kimberly, because what I did learn is that no matter what, Kimberly is going to make sure that them kids is good. Kimberly is going to make sure that that husband is good. Kimberly going to make sure that her mama and her stepdaddy is good. But Kimberly always forgets about Kimberly, her in all of that. So with that being said, I have to now focus on Kimberly while I know I'm not going to drop the ball on any of my other responsibilities. And just to talk about growing in my faith and in my spirit, as I mentioned, I'm praying every day. I'm beginning to read the Bible. I want to join a Bible study. I want to find a church that I can finally call home. I'm journaling, and I need to start journaling a little bit more, but I'm beginning to journal because, again, everything takes time. You can't, even though you say your mindset may shift or you need that mindset shift and you're walking in your faith and things like that, you can't expect to do everything overnight. You can't expect that. And at one small point, I was expecting that from myself. Like, girl, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to find the church, you have to get baptized, you have to do this, you have to do that. And no. I want to tell you, no, that is not the case. Everything takes time. Everything takes time, and everything is a journey. So walk on your journey. Walk on your journey. Walk in your space, in your spirit. Everything takes time, and it's okay. Don't rush yourself. I am growing my relationship with God, and I know God is continuously pulling me through all of the things that I am going through. Because I can't say that it stopped, you know what I'm saying? I still have epilepsy, I still pop the medications, but God is pulling me through to the point where I know things are not as bad as it once looked. And for that, I'm grateful. Like, I can't say enough. I am grateful. I leaned into prayer. Prayer is what helped me get through all of this. Simply sitting and being still and trusting that God will guide me through this and is guiding me through this is all I needed. Is all I didn't know it was what I needed until I figured out that it is what I needed and what I need every day in order to keep going. I did realize that peace doesn't come from everything being perfect. It does not. Please don't think that life is going to be perfect because, honey, baby, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you that it's not. It comes from knowing that no matter what happens, that you are loved, you are supported, and you are never alone. And that could be family, that could be friends, that can be whomever. But most of all, to let you know that God got you. God got you, girl. God has you. So, don't ever walk this earth thinking that you are not loved and that you are not supported and that you are alone, because God is walking with you. God is walking with you. I promise you that. Even when you least expect it, know that He is right by your side. So faith gave me the strength and the joy and a new way of looking at life. And that is what I'm doing. And like I said, I'm smiling so much because it feels so great to be in this space now. A few months ago, I didn't know if this space would ever come, but I am blessed to say that it is here. So just embrace happiness. Embrace your happiness. That is one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, and I'm still continuing to learn through this journey, is to embrace happiness. Happiness is a choice. You have to choose to be happy. It's not about having everything figured out, because you won't. You won't. But about appreciating the beauty in the present moment. Because, yeah, sometimes things gonna get real. But most of all, you have to appreciate and find happiness in everything, in every moment, in your moment. I finally come to the realization that I've stopped waiting on someday and started living in today. I've always thought that someday I'm going to do, like, weeks from now, months from now, I'm going to be this YouTuber or whatever. I've thought that someday it's going to be better. I'm going to be able to move and to do all of these things. But why can't I live in today? I have to live in today in order to get to tomorrow, in order to get to next week, in order to get to next month. I have to live in today. So that alone lets you know that you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta live for today. So whether it's taking a moment, taking 10 minutes to drink a cup of tea, if tea is your thing, coffee, whatever it is may be your thing, to get into deep conversation with God. Honey, with God. Not with your homegirl, not with your homeboy, not with your man. Get into a deep conversation with God, or a deep prayer with God, because that's what I'm doing, and that has been something that makes me know that my day is going to go in such a way. And even if there's some tweaks or some things that occur in that day, well, I'm like, well, God, honey, we had this conversation. You ain't telling me this. You ain't school me. You ain't let me know that this was going to piss me off today. But at the same time, God has also told me that, no, it's not going to be perfect every day. But I am here with you. So you're going to get through that moment, because it's not going to be perfect every day. But just to breathe some fresh air. So if you're getting ready to go to work, if you got to get ready to go to work or whatever it is, take that deep breath. Take that deep breath of fresh air and say, today is going to be a great day. Just be happy. Find your happiness. I've found my happiness in the simple things in life. And I'm tired of saying, I know life isn't perfect, and I don't expect it to be, but it's good. It is joyful, and I am forever grateful. And just to wrap up, because I don't want to drag y'all. Y'all probably like, this girl keeps saying she grateful and all this other stuff. But if you are ever in a heavy place, or in a place that feels heavy, I want you to know that change is possible, that growth is possible. You are capable of shifting your mindset, taking care of yourself, and depending on your faith and deepening your faith. It will not happen overnight, but step by step, you can transform. So my camera battery died, unfortunately, but I just need to wrap up because we were literally right there. We was right at the end. Truly just know that I can't really remember where I stopped, but truly know that if you're looking for a mindset shift, you can. Everything resonates with your journey. So you have to shift your mindset in order for that journey to be a thing. Now, if you want to walk with me down this road of mindset, life transformation, mindset shifting on this journey, and don't forget, let's not forget, your girl is still going to give y'all the fashion, the fashion, okay? We're still going to do that, but we're still going to do that while incorporating our journey, whether it's because we are about fashion, wellness, beauty, family, motherhood. We're doing all of that. We're doing all of that. So if you want to continue on this journey with me, if you have already been on this journey with me and you took a pause, but jump back onto this journey with me, and all my new subscribers, my new watchers, come on this journey with me. It's going to be so much fun. I promise you. There's going to be consistency. There's going to be everything and then some all the things that you expect from your girl, Kimberly Patrice, because I want y'all to have expectations of me as I need to have for myself. I'm setting those goals, checking them off, and doing everything that I need to do to get it done. And it puts me in a happy space to be able to talk to you guys, to be able to talk to y'all. So, just to wrap up, if you haven't already, please like, comment, share. Share this with a friend or a family member, someone in your life that may be looking to shift their mindset, or is going through a shift, or is just going on a different journey, was going through something and need to be motivated. Share it with someone. Share it with whoever you think needs it. Please and thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. I love y'all, my beautiful people. And until next time.